Hello, hi, Puneeta here, live from my kitchen as you can see behind me. Give me a second, I'm just going online on my other phone. So hi again, Puneeta here, live from my kitchen, right? So we're here talking about foods that heal while we're in quarantine. What you gonna do, right? It's day 10 for us. So let me know who's also self-quarantined. And I have two cameras going on here. Hello, Weekend at the Cottage. Nick, is that you? Nice to see you on Instagram. And I see a few people have joined me on Facebook. Awesome, very excited. Okay, so we're here. I have committed to myself and to the world. Well, as soon as you say it out aloud, there's accountability, right? That I'm going to share healing food related content. So hashtag cooking at home during quarantine. We are at day 10 of our quarantine. We got back from our March break vacation a while back and of course have been aggressively self-quarantining since then. I know so many people who are also isolated at home or they just quarantined like us, which means no going out at all. So exciting times, right? But this is what we have to do. Keep our hands clean, wash our hands, keep our germs to ourselves. And if you've been traveling anywhere, self-quarantine so that we don't spread this. So there's a hashtag going around if you want to see people doing fun, crazy things, hashtag flatten the curve. So that's what we're doing. Stop the spread, flatten the curve. We're not spreading this and we have to get this managed. So what I'm doing, and it's been a worrying time, right? For so many of us, for all of us. I can't think of anyone who hasn't been worried or getting stressed out. Ooh, I see a lot of people on Instagram. Hello, hello, hello. I'll answer all the questions afterwards. I have two cameras going on simultaneously. So I have my husband's old camera that is doing the Facebook Live. And then I have my own camera for Instagram Live. So if my eyes are moving constantly, yeah, well, that's the reason. Don't think I'm crazy. Well, not yet. So my family is self-quarantining and every day I'm cooking. So that's one of the things I'm doing to alleviate my own stress, honestly. So I can't make masks. I can't go to med school. Too late for me and possibly not smart enough. I'm not a healthcare worker. I'm not even stacking grocery shelves. So what I'm doing is feeding my family healthy, nourishing, and yummy food that they want to eat. And I'm sharing that food with you. So today I have salmon patties. Sounds simple enough, right? But this is a recipe that's actually based off of a kebab recipe. And instead of minced meat, I'm using sustainably sourced pink salmon. So I have these cans from the times when we actually went grocery shopping and not just delivery. And these are MSC certified salmon. I have two different brands here and you can see the logo. So the MSC certification, I don't know if you can see it because I bet the camera is flipping it, but the MSC certification basically means that it is wild, sustainably sourced and certified that it's good for the ocean systems, because that's one of the things we need to think about as well, right? Making sustainable choices while we're all at home. So that's what I'm doing. The angle of the camera I see is not that great. It's focused on me because you know it's all about me, right? It's not all about me at all. But I will hold up what I'm doing so that I will share the recipe on Instagram and on Facebook. And just before we go any further, there is a glitch on IGTV in which I can't upload the entire video on IGTV. I don't know, social media, right? Technology is supposed to make our life easier, but at this moment it's not. So I will share the entire recipe and then go on Facebook and on YouTube. I'm uploading these on Maple and Marigold as we go along. So this is all recipes and techniques that are using immunity boosting, anti-inflammatory, delicious ingredients that are good for us. And they're often all pantry staples. Like the salmon I have, canned salmon, is pantry staples. I've got some chopped onions. So I've got 2 cans of tuna, of salmon, well, you can use tuna too. You can totally use beef mince. You can use turkey mince. I prefer to use fish for a number of reasons. And well, health and flavor, and my kids love it. And this is what I have, right? We got to cook with what we have. So I've got 2 cans of salmon in there. I've got half a cup of chopped onions. And you can see over here, my husband used a chopper. And so we are doing a whole lot of meal prep because, right, we're all eating and cooking a whole lot because we're all cooking at home. So that maybe is the habit that comes out of this quarantine, right? That we are all cooking at home and eating together. How wonderful would that be? It's a good time to reset our habits. So so far I've got salmon in there. I've got onions. I've got a little bit of mayo that I started the bowl off with. And then I've got a teaspoon of garlic. And I blend it all together in this. And now I add my other pantry staple secret ingredient, right? It's not a secret at all. I've shared it on TV as well. And that secret ingredient is oats. So anytime I'm cooking with mince, anything, any non-vegetarian protein that is mince, I add oats or lentils. That's my secret to making the meat protein, the fish, go longer and to be healthy too, because these are high in fiber and we end up using less of things that we might be running out of. I almost always have oats on hand. I don't know why, I almost always have oats. And so I'm adding here, and I'll show the Instagram folks, and not because they're special, I promise you folks on Facebook. I just can't move the Facebook camera. But I'm showing the Instagram folks what it looks like, and I'll share pictures also later on, how-tos. Ooh, hello, so many people on Instagram Live. I can't actually see everybody's names because it's scrolling right down. So on Facebook, I've got, so far, to recap, I'm told this is what we need to do when we're doing a live, is to recap the recipe. I've got 2 cans of MSC certified salmon in here. I've got 1 cup of oats. I've got a teaspoon of garlic, half a cup of chopped onions, and my other anti-inflammatory, immunity boosting, and quite yummy ingredient is turmeric. So I add spices in any food that I wanted to do more than just fill us up, right? Spices are a great way. So I've got a teaspoon of turmeric in here. And spices is a great way to add an ingredient that does a little bit extra. So spices, often I actually talk about 5 spices that heal in my video yesterday. I've been doing this cooking at home quarantine diaries series for a couple of days now. So I have 2 other videos also uploaded onto Facebook. So I've got cumin seeds that are great for busting that phlegm that I talked about yesterday. And then I've got turmeric that I've already added in here. That is great for, well, anti-inflammatory. We all know how wonderful turmeric is. And so I've got that in there, and then I'm adding some salt that I prepared, right? Who prepares? But I prepared. So I'm mashing it all up, and then I will share some pictures of what the final product looks like. But I will be forming this into kind of a loose patty, whatever size you want. I usually make a medium-sized patty because then the kids can have 2 or 3 and they don't have to halve it if they want. And I sometimes I add a little bit of rice flour in this. If it is too moist, it kind of depends on the liquid that's in the can with the salmon. Today I threw away most of the liquids because I didn't want it too liquidy. And the oats are great for that reason, not just as a filler. Oats are great to soak up the moisture, and they add a juiciness to the texture. And they add a kind of a texture of meatiness that gives it a kind of a kebab feel. So It's delicious, right? So if you have any questions about adding spices, using certified, sustainable MSC certified salmon, or using oats in your food, drop me a line. If you have any questions about foods that heal, well, drop me a note here. DM is the way to go, apparently. All the cool kids are doing it. And I will share a little bit of the final product in here. But here is what it looks like. So for the folks on Instagram, this is what the blended mixture looks like. And it'll look way more golden than this when you cook it. And then for the folks on Facebook, this mashy, goopy, yellow thing will taste awesome. Take my word for it. Thanks for joining me. And I will be doing this regularly, talking about foods that heal. So join me again, why don't you?